Hi, I'm Qazi Mehdi Hassan. I'm an international student from Bangladesh. Currently, I'm enrolled in the Accounting Specialist Program at Rotten Commerce.
Hi everyone, my name is Lucy Liu. I am a third-year finance student. I'm part of RCSA.
Hi, my name is Burak Akun. I'm a second-year finance and economics specialist in Rotten Commerce. I'm from Turkey, Istanbul, and I want to share some of my experiences with you guys.
Let's go walking.
First ever midterm. I remember it being an econ midterm. I went into the exam hall all confident and optimistic, ready to rock it, but unfortunately it was a horror story. And well, it was a quick wake-up call, I would say, and made me realize that working hard needs to be really fun.
Wow, Eco 364 International Trade, that was brutal. I'm gonna have a little talk with my friends who that was an easy course.
Okay, so my first midterm, it was rather challenging as I failed the first midterm, the second one, and the other ones to come. But I learned along the way that you have to pick yourself up, you have to dust yourself up, and get back in the saddle, as my favorite contemporary poet says, Shakira. And yes, I eventually managed to pass, but the first midterm is going to be scary. It's very different from high school, so I'd advise everyone to study as hard as they can.
Well, first of all, you're competing against the best in the world, and that itself calls for raising your own standards to a much higher level. Secondly, I would say the content taught here is more challenging, more complex, but so is the teaching style being more innovative. So that captures your involvement in the classroom, making the whole experience very engaging and fruitful. One more thing, if I should say, is that the professors are much more accessible and approachable, so that makes it easy for you to contact them and clear your doubts and queries, whatever you might have.
I think a Canadian universities better prepare students for their career because students develop better self-learning and the multitask abilities. We also learn to better manage our time when we are finding a balance between schoolwork and the extracurricular activities. Self-learning, multitask abilities, as well as time management skills are the essential skills in the workplace.
As for differences with the educational system in my country and Canada, I wouldn't be able to say a lot, to be honest, because I didn't have the collegiate experience in my own country. But I can say without doubt that the Canadian system is much more challenging, and U of T particularly is a lot more challenging. Based on what I see from my friends who study back home, our workload is significantly heavier. But that also brings along the quality in education. So I would say that I made the right choice with going with the harder one.
Well, I have to say, I expected it to be a tough journey, especially being so far away from home and living on your own for the first time. I have to say, before I came here, I was feeling the jitters, very anxious to catch my first flight on my own. But then when I landed, it was the whole experience, the cultural shock was a little intimidating at first. But then gradually I made friends, I expanded my network, made great friends actually, and then it added to the whole experience of settling down and making myself feel at ease and at comfort in Toronto. The city itself is brilliant, it's vibrant. I love the city, I love my campus, and I have to say now it's better than it was before when I came. Finally, I would say that when you're attending a world-class university like U of T, it's bound bound to throw challenges at you, make you go through a lot of problems and difficulties.
Yeah.
But at the end, I guess you're adding a bulk of value to your personal life experience and hopefully to your career as well.
I used to think that it will be very easy to get integrated into the culture. However, it's actually not that easy because no matter how diverse Canada is, the mainstream culture is still a Caucasian culture. So my advice to international students is that try to not stick with your group of comfort zone friends. Try to make other groups of friends and get involved. That's the only way you can get integrated into the culture.
My expectations about Canada were probably 100% met, as I was imagining a very civilized country, and it is very civilized compared to my country, to be honest. And the clean air. I was hearing about the nature and the clean air, and it actually, oddly enough, it intrigued me a lot, and it's true. This is a big city, and even though it is a huge city, you get super clean air. And that might sound a bit odd to some people, but it is really, worth a lot if you're coming from a city of 15 million, very polluted city. It's refreshing. So yeah, my expectations were mostly met, I'd say.
Okay. All right. So, what are you thinking about your winter vacation? What are you gonna do then?
Like last time, I'm planning to go back home to Bangladesh, meet my friends and family. They're eagerly waiting for me to show them my beautiful face. Well, yeah, hopefully recharge my battery and restart energized for a fresh new semester.
So, how was your first midterm?
Wow, Eco 364 international trade, that was brutal. I'm gonna have a little talk with my friends who that was an easy course.
Go.
Okay, so my vacation plans for this Christmas break is basically to relax with my friends, family, do nothing. I have a job interview for summer internship. I'm gonna work a bit on that, maybe go through a couple of balance sheets, and also a little bit of studying maybe for my upcoming exams next semester. And that's pretty much it. Enjoy not having so many responsibilities.
Walking down the street, walking